Picture this. Me, a panda. Yes, a panda. With my black and white fur, round belly, and that vibe of someone who just wants to eat bamboo and take a nap. Now put me in the middle of a ballet class. Seriously, who came up with this idea? I didn't ask to be born with these clumsy little paws. But here I am, trying to survive the biggest embarrassment of my furry life. Spoiler, it was a disaster. And not just because I'm a panda. Want to know how I got into this mess? Grab your bamboo, sit down, and let me tell you the story. It all started when my capybara friend Clara convinced me to expand my horizons. She said that ballet was liberating, and that I needed to get out of my comfort zone. Comfort zone? My comfort zone is a pile of bamboo and a 3-hour nap. But Clara is persuasive, and I'm a bit of a silly panda, so I agreed. I arrived at the dance studio thinking it would be like a light stretch, you know? Just a few cute little steps. Little did I know I was entering a minefield of pirouettes and mirrors that reflected my complete clumsiness. First, the outfit. Have you ever tried to stuff a panda into a ballet leotard? It's like trying to wrap a bowling ball in aluminum foil. The teacher, Ms. Lucia, a skinny human with a bun so tight it looked like her head was going to explode, handed me a pink leotard. Pink. I'm a panda, Ms. Lucia. My color palette is black, white, and natural dark circles. But she insisted, and off I went, looking like a giant marshmallow that had fallen into a jar of glitter. The leotard stretched so much that you could hear the threads screaming for help. And the ballet shoes? My paws are made to roll down hills, not to fit into pointy-toed shoes. Result, I was left barefoot, with the leotard ripping on my back and a look of someone who wanted to run away. The class started, and I swear I tried. Donna Lucia was shouting things like first position and plié, and all I could think was, what position? Is plié food? The other students, all skinny humans with flamingo legs, were doing those smooth movements, like swans floating on a lake. My first attempt at plié, my knee made a noise that sounded like a twig breaking, and I fell on my butt. The impact was so strong that the mirror in the room shook. The girls looked at me, and Donna Lucia just said, "Get up, panda, ballet is discipline." Discipline. I'm a panda. Discipline is to eat 20 kilos of bamboo a day. Then came the part about the bar. That wooden bar that ballerinas use to balance themselves. Spoiler. Pandas can't balance themselves. I held the bar so tightly that it started to creak. I tried to lift one leg, like the others were doing. But my weight went all the way to the wrong side. And guess what? The bar came loose from the wall. Yes, I pulled the entire bar off, and it fell with a crash that sounded like a tree falling in the forest. The girls screamed, Donna Lucia threw her hands up in the air, and I just stood there, holding the broken bar, with a look on my face that said, "Oops, was that me?" But the climax of the disaster was the choreography. Donna Lucia wanted us to do a sequence of spins and jumps. Spins! I can barely turn my head to scratch my ear without falling. On my first pirouette attempt, I spun so fast that I lost control, bumped into 2 students, and ended up tangled in the classroom curtains. The curtains, of course, couldn't hold my weight and collapsed, leaving me rolled up like a giant spring roll. At that moment, Ms. Lucia lost her patience and shouted, "Panda, you're a hurricane, not a ballerina." And I, all tangled up in the curtains, could only reply, "Sorry, Ms. Lucia, but no one warned me that ballet was so dangerous." When they finally released me from the curtains, the class had already turned into chaos. The girls were laughing so hard they could barely breathe, and Ms. Lucia seemed about to kick me out. But, you know what's funny? Deep down, I kind of liked it. Not the ballet, of course, but causing all this chaos. Being a panda is like that. You try, you stumble, you knock everything over, and in the end, you become the star of the show, even if it's by accident. I limped out of class with my leotard torn and a piece of curtain still stuck in my fur. Clara, the capybara, found me outside and asked, "So, did you like it?" I just looked at her, ate a bamboo stick I found in my pocket, don't ask me how it got there, and said, "Clara, ballet is not for pandas, but if you want to invite me to a hill rolling competition, I'm the man." Moral of the story? Being a panda in a ballet class is a disaster, but it's the kind of disaster that makes you laugh a lot. And after all, I am a panda. My life is already a chaotic choreography, and I dance it my way, with lots of bamboo, a few falls, and a natural talent to make everyone laugh.